I'm back from my hiatus to Germany for a week, and I'm here to drop the June 22nd roster update predictions. Let's jump right into it. My first player, I'm just going to go by positions throughout this whole thing, so bear with me. First player is going to be Kurt Suzuki from Atlanta. He's a 79 overall right now, and I think he's going to end up being a gold on June 22nd. For the month of June, he's batting .348 with an OBP of .423 and a slugging percentage of .435. I could see his discipline and his contact versus righties and powers versus righties going up. For 2018, he's batting .273 with an OBP of .333 and a slugging percentage of .466. 7 home runs, 10 doubles, and for his career, walk rate is going up, and his strikeout rate is just about average for what he's been doing throughout his entire career. I could very well see him going up to a gold. For first base, we'll go to the Cardinals, and I could see Jose Martinez getting the bump here. I don't know if it's going to be enough to jump him up to gold, but it's going to be enough to take his 76 to go up to a 78 or even a 79. For the month of June, he's batting .450 with an on-base percentage of .500 and a slugging percentage of .900. I could see an increase in his contact and his power versus righties, and as well as an increase in his discipline and his vision. For 2018, he's batting .321 with an on-base percentage of .389 and a slugging percentage of .517 with 10 home runs, 16 doubles, and he's averaging about the same amount of walks as strikeouts per game, or I should say percentage-wise. Another guy to look out for is Max Muncy from the Los Angeles Dodgers. For second base, I'm going to go with what I predicted last week, but I didn't see him get a bump. It's Whit Merrifield. He's currently 78. I think he's going to hit gold finally. For the month of June, he's batting .333 with an on-base percentage of .414 and a slugging percentage of .471. This could translate into an increase in contact and an increase in power versus left-handed pitching, as well as an increase in discipline and an increase in steals. He's got 15 steals on the season. He's only been caught 4 times. For 2018, he's batting .295 with an on-base percentage of .372 and a slugging percentage of .425. 4 home runs, 22 doubles, and his walk percentage is way up this year. I could definitely see him finally getting a bump. His discipline right now is at 42. I could see that going way up. So for third base, we're going to go with the Yankees. Miguel Andujar is the guy that I think is going to bump up to a silver. He's currently a 72 right now, and I think he's going to go because his June stats are absolutely ridiculous. He's actually walking right now, which is incredible because he can hit for average and he can hit for power. But once he gets those walks in there, we're really going to see his game light up. He's batting .333 for the month of June with an on-base percentage of .391 and a slugging percentage of .667. I could see his increase in contact and power versus righties. And for 2018, he's batting .298 with a .326 on-base percentage and a .528 slugging percentage. He's got 8 home runs and 22 doubles on the season. Like I said, in the last 30 days, his walks have gone up, so his discipline could get a bump. So with those increases, I could definitely see him going to a silver. Some other guys to watch out for is Brian Anderson from the Miami Marlins. I'm not going to go to his page right now, but I could definitely see him getting a bump as well. He's absolutely lighting up the month of June. For shortstop, we're going to look at Eduardo Escobar. Eduardo is a 78 right now currently, and I think he's going to go gold. For the month of June, he's batting .386 with an on-base percentage of .426 with a slugging of .807. I could see his contact and power versus right-handed pitching going up, as well as an increase in his discipline. For 2018, he's batting .294 with a .347 on-base percentage and a .565 slugging percentage, with 12 home runs, 27 doubles, and an increase in his walk percentage. He's absolutely having an astounding season for a shortstop, and he definitely deserves the gold at this point. Unfortunately, his price in the sell now and the buy now has gone up as a result of the Gleyber Torres program, as well as people just paying attention to what he's been doing. But he can definitely earn that bump to gold on June 22nd. Some other guys that are having good months of June are Trevor Story and Addison Russell. For our left fielders, we're going to go back to the Cardinals, and we're going to go with Marcell Ozuna. Right now he's a 79 overall, but I think he's going to get the bump to gold. For the month of June, he's batting .404 with an on-base percentage of .446 and a slugging percentage of .846. This translates to an increase in power and contact versus lefties and righties. For 2018, he's got a batting average of .290. His on-base percentage is .337 and a slugging percentage of .444. His defense on the year is actually up, and his K percentage is actually down from his career. So I could definitely see, a slight increase in his vision and maybe some bump there in his reaction. I mean, his defense is already gold, but I think there's going to be a translation to his contact and power versus righties that's going to be enough to bump him into the gold status. Now for our first diamond prediction, it's actually going to be George Springer. George Springer is currently an 84 right now. He's not exactly the best investment opportunity unless you've invested in him early. He's kind of been on Diamond Watch for the last couple weeks. For the month of June, he's batting .314 with an on-base percentage of .435 and a slugging percentage of .549. This is going to translate into an increase in his contact and power versus right-handed pitching. For 2018, he's batting .287 with a .367 on-base percentage and a .495 slugging percentage. These are kind of on his career path numbers with 14 home runs and 16 doubles. This guy has just been solid ever since he's gotten brought up from the University of Connecticut. He was drafted by the Astros, and then he got brought up pretty quickly there. He was struggling striking out early in his career, but he's gotten that way under control, and I could definitely see that he deserves a diamond from here on out in the game, in every future version of the game. Now for right field, I'm going to go to the Dodgers. And this guy just baffles me because he's got a reverse split in like the most disgusting way. Yasiel Puig, he's currently a 78. I could see him going gold on June 22nd. For the month of June, he's batting .356 with an on-base percentage of .420, and he's slugging .689. This is going to translate into an increase in his contact and power versus right-handers. For 2018, he's not having the best year. He kind of struggled right out the gate in March and April, which kind of gave him the stat line of .258 for batting average, a .325 on-base percentage, and a .457 slugging percentage with 8 home runs and 13 doubles. Another guy to look out for in right field is Matt Kemp from the Dodgers as well. He's I should say for left field, he's absolutely lighting it up offensively, and his defense is actually palpable this year. I think his URZ or UZR right now is minus 1.1. For a career, at least for the last 5 years, it's been around like -6. So you could see an increase in his defense and his reaction. But I think Yasiel Puig is the better option at this point to go gold. Matt Kemp's just got too far of a jump to get over that hurdle. Now for starting pitchers, we're going to go to the Twins again. The Twins have just been playing their butts off. I've been very impressed with them. We're going to go with Jose Barrios. He's currently a 78. I think he's going to go gold. For the month of June, he's got a 3.0 ERA with a 2.46 fielding independent of pitching statistic. His Ks per 9 are 10.29, and his walks per 9 and his home runs per 9 are 0.86. For 2018, he's got an ERA of 3.51 with a fielding independent of pitching of 3.31. His Ks per 9 are 9.13, his walks per 9 are 1.51, and his home runs per 9 are 1.10. He's allowing a batting average against of about 210. I could definitely see his Ks per 9 being increased, as well as his walks per 9 being increased. I think his hits per 9. So those three statistics right there could be more than enough to bump him up. You could also see an increase in his control. They don't really like to play around with those. They do for guys that they've added newly into the game. But I could see his control, his hits per 9, his Ks per 9, and his walks per 9 all being increased. His walks per nine is at an all-time career high at this point. Now he is young, and he was a rookie last year, full season rookie last year. So they didn't have exactly the best idea of how he was going to do with his control, but I think he's exhibited enough to show you to get to that gold level right now. Other guys to look out for are Garrett Cole for the Houston Astros. Unfortunately, he's had a kind of a rocky start to June, so I'm not sure if he's going to get that diamond. Everyone's just been waiting on that to get diamond. Dylan Covey of the Chicago White Sox is having a great month of June. Zach Eflin of the Philadelphia Phillies is also having a great month of June. And Dylan Bundy of the Baltimore Orioles is finally turning around and having a stellar month of June. He hasn't given up a run yet, but his fielding independent of pitching speaks to me where he's kind of getting a little bit lucky. His fielding independent of pitching is over 3 right now, and his ERA is 0. So that kind of tells you that there's some things that are happening that he's just kind of getting lucky with. Now for relievers, I'm going to go with Kelvin Herrera. I went with him last week, or I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago before I left for Germany. I think that his 2018 so far just kind of speaks for itself. He's had one bad outing in the month of June, so unfortunately his statistics are a little skewed, which happens to relievers. It just takes one bad outing, and maybe you give up a 3-run home run, and things just kind of turn south for you. But he's currently a 77, and on the year for 2018, he's got an ERA of 1.05 with a fielding independent of pitching of 2.61. His strikeouts per 9 are actually lower this year than what his career average is at 7.7. His walks per 9 and his home runs per 9 are at 0.70, which is a career best for him. And his average against is 2.04. So he's 14 out of 16 for save opportunities. And all of this translates to an increase in his walks per 9, an increase in his home runs per 9, and an increase in his hits per 9. I could also see an increase with his clutch because he's 14 out of 16 for his save opportunities. Some other relievers to look at that could see increases in the monthly update will be Joe Jimenez from the Detroit Tigers. I could see him actually going from bronze, I think he's at a 66 right now, all the way up to a silver. Kirby Yates for the San Diego Padres is at a 74. I could see him getting a bump into silver. Just takes one point there. Will Smith for the San Francisco Giants is at 74 as well. He's still pitching incredibly well for the entire year. I could see him going up. And then a guy that I've just kind of been stunned because I watched him pitch as a starting pitcher in Double-A is Edwin Diaz. I don't know how far he's going to go up, but he's going to get another bump for the month of June. He's just been lights out. He comes in, he shuts the door. He's been the best closer in the game this year. Outside of Aroldis Chapman, Edwin Diaz has been nearly unhittable, and his strikeouts per 9 have just been absolutely ridiculous. The biggest update with him is he's hardly walking anybody, so his walks per 9 could go way up. If someone does get to him, it's usually a home run, but he's been absolutely unhittable, and he's been easily the best closer in the game right now. So those are my predictions. Once again, these are a little bit early. We still got another week to go until the roster update is out. So these guys could go on a cold streak for a couple days, or a reliever could get beat up in an outing, or a starting pitcher could go out and just shit the bed. So take these as a caveat and invest wisely. But I think all of these guys that I just mentioned to you are going to see a roster update, and I wish you the best of luck.